Originating from the Shaanxi province in China, Sage is a radiant healer whose capacity to turn the tide of battle is immeasurable. She is the seventh agent to join the Valorant protocol. Sage has a kind and compassionate personality, considered by some to be almost mother-like. While still relatively young, Sage exudes an inner wisdom of someone much older and more mature. She genuinely cares about the well-being of her allies, and places great emphasis on collaboration and team victories over personal glory. After joining the Valorant protocol, Sage quickly rose up the ranks. While not quite second in command yet, she still has a lot of skill at leadership, and is entrusted with various important roles. One of these is implied to be the head of the protocol's Radiant training program. Sage studied for a while at a monastery somewhere in China. There, she is implied to have learned many of her skills, potentially including mastery of her powers. The blackmailer tells of the sage's good deeds, calling her the Bomb of Shaanxi, which is assumed to be the location of the monastery where she trained. They proceed to name some of what she learned there, centered around balance, before claiming that the life that Sage provides is stolen from somewhere. Sage and Brimstone have a good relationship. Brimstone has a high opinion of her, and is willing to trust her with sensitive and high-priority jobs in the Valorant protocol. They agree that she serves as the second in command, and is responsible for taking over as a leader in case Brimstone dies in battle. Viper and Sage have known each other since before the days of the protocol. While their paths may have crossed, something between them went very wrong, causing a great discord to erupt between the two. While Sage tries, sometimes, to patch things up, Viper is unwilling to let her. It is hinted that Viper once went to Sage for help, but Sage failed her in some way, which has terrible ramifications for Viper. To this day, Viper holds much dislike for Sage, with spite and hatred flowing from her tongue in almost all of her voice lines to her. As with Viper, Sage has a long and complicated history with Omen. It is known for certain that their paths have crossed before, but what exactly happened during that encounter remains unknown. Unlike Viper, however, Omen and Sage have a good relationship. When considering her as an opponent, Omen comments on how Sage's powers pull against the natural balance, describing how her abilities are so grossly against the natural order of the world. Sage seems to genuinely sympathize with Omen, and both of them have a mutual respect. Reyna and Sage have great contrast in their abilities and behaviors. One is a genial healer, while the other's powers revolve around murder and death. Reyna often comments upon this, with sarcasm and mockery being common in her voice lines towards Sage. As stated earlier, Sage is implied to have become the Radiant trainer for the protocol. As such, Sage acts as a mentor figure to Neon, giving her advice and guidance on both her natural radiance and her roles as a member of Valorant. Sage was the agent who introduced Neon to the protocol.